Hey there. Oh, sweet. Yeah. All right. Hello, everybody. Hello. What's going on? Can everyone hear me? Am I live? Sorry about that. Had to take a call right as we went live. Trying to raise my screen up, but it does not want to go. Okay. So, Morgan, what's going on? We are live on YouTube again. All right, what's going on? Coach M, is the China G-Wagon business still happening? I'm not sure what you mean by that. Like, do they still like G-Wagons in China? I would assume yes. All right, sound is good. Perfect. Thank you, Steve. How is Jared? Jared is good. Jared and I just filmed a really funny video that I can't wait to show you all. It'll probably be early next week, but one of the more fun videos that we've made in a while. So looking forward to that. Thoughts on the Luca AD trade? Wild, very wild. I would love to know the backstory there. I think I think Dallas really is just going for a win now move. I think that's what that's all about. So. Thoughts on PS5 Pro? Don't really know enough about it. Derek Allen, what's the main difference between GLC AMG and the GL AMG? I mean, Derek, not to oversimplify it, but main difference is going to be size. The GLE is the next step up in size for Mercedes-Benz. And you're also talking about a six-cylinder engine, an inline six in the GLE versus the new Turbo 4 in the GLC. I'm assuming you're talking about 43 and 53 variant. Is GLC 63 V8 a good investment? Well, you'd have to get one of the older GLC 63s to get the V8. And, I don't like the word investment for any car, but if you can find a good price on one, I think that's a very solid vehicle for the money for sure. So C43 on lease special right now. Yeah, C43s are leasing really well. If you find a 2024 out there, those are really tremendous deals still. So I would definitely encourage anyone to pick one of those up. Benzo, what are you doing for the Super Bowl jersey? There's a big Super Bowl party that a bunch of the dealership people will get together and watch. I usually do something with my family for that though, so I would love to participate in that, but it's a kind of a tradition to get together with all my family. I have a lot of family here in town, and we watch the Super Bowl together. Connor Jarrett is he's running around here somewhere looking to sell a car. One of the best deals offered by Mercedes. We talked about this yesterday. There's really not a best time. It just kind of rotate. Different cars have really good incentives throughout the year. They just sort of rotate. So, Zach, hi Doug. What approximate lease payment would I be looking at for an S580? I'm getting different numbers from dealers in my area. Zach, those right now, I would say now is not the time to get a silly good lease on an S580 unless you can find one of the very few 2024s that's left over, but they still have incentives on those and not so much on the 2025s. But the price range is going to be in the 1,800 if you've got a dealer absolutely blowing it out to 2,400. But 2 to 2,300 is probably where you're going to find most of them. How do you feel about leasing to diminish negative equity? Jessica, that is my preferred method. If you absolutely need to get out of a car for a number of reasons, either it's it doesn't work for your lifestyle anymore, or you just hate it and it makes you unhappy, then leasing is absolutely the way that you have to go. If you've got a lot of negative equity and you don't have a massive down payment, then buying a car is an absolute no-no. Please don't do it. You will take the situation that you are in and you'll make it twice as bad immediately. So do not buy or lease any Mercedes. Matt, come on now. So do you sell more used or new cars? So we currently sell more new cars than used. We're, actively looking to grow our used car business. Arvon, hey Doug, I recently purchased an E-Class with air suspension, and is it normal for the ride height to go down a bit overnight? Yes, Arvon, absolutely. When any vehicle with an air suspension, especially in the cold weather, if it's been sitting for a little while, the vehicle will lower itself. It does that. That's a totally normal thing. And then when you turn the car on, it will raise back up. Air suspension, if you turn a car back on and it doesn't raise back up, that's when you know that you have an air suspension problem. But what you're experiencing is totally normal. So how many days a week do you work? I work 5 days a week. We are closed on Sundays and we take a day off in the middle of the week. So Samir, Sealy 53 lease specials. Yeah, the Sealy 53 is leasing very well, better than it should, I think, given how amazing that car is. And I'm a big fan of it. The Sealy 53, I think Mercedes absolutely knocked it out of the park with that vehicle. So how aggressive are dealers on moving 2024s now that 2025s are out, or does it? Yeah, I wouldn't say that it really changes. Obviously when a new model year comes out, you definitely want to get rid of your previous model year. That goes without saying. Right now, dealers are especially aggressive on 2024s because we really only have 1 or 2 more months to sell them before new car support would go away. What that means is that the ability for them to be leased and the ability for incentives on those cars goes away once they're no longer considered new cars by Mercedes. So February, I would say right now, if you're looking for a deal, look for a 24 now because they're almost gone. And most dealers will aim to have them gone by this month, worst case next month. But I can tell you already, we're experiencing this with a lot of our clients that people waited even just a couple days too long. Those cars are going quickly, and because they're 24s, right, there's not many left that can't be replaced. So top SUV for lease right now, I mean, Justin, just from like a dollars and cents perspective, the GLB is an absolute amazing deal right now. So I just want to say quickly, thank you to everybody who's hanging out with me today. Happy Friday to all of you. Please hit that like button if you would. That way we can get more people in here. Let's get the likes going and the thumbs up on YouTube. This is my second YouTube stream. So thank you everyone on YouTube for hanging out. And if you're not following me already, or if you're not subscribed already, I would love and appreciate a follow and a subscribe. So thank you so much to everybody for all of your support. It means a lot to me. Morgan, keep your air suspension out of extreme cold and don't play with it, making you go up and down manually. Yeah. Morgan, that is great advice. Obviously, if you can avoid it, some of us live in colder climates and you might not have a heated garage, but if you can avoid the cold, that's good. But it is a normal thing, especially in the wintertime. It'll do it much more often. The Angry Trucker, enjoy your content. Thank you. I appreciate that. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Someone who wants to buy his first Mercedes, would it be best to buy a used versus a new car? Alan, that's totally up to you. Just depends on how much you're looking to spend. I always recommend, Mercedes has an amazing certified pre-owned program. So if you're going to buy and you want to go pre-owned, I would say buy a certified pre-owned. The warranty is amazing. You get a 5-year warranty from the original date of sale on that car when it was new, and it becomes an unlimited mileage warranty. So especially for high mile drivers, that's a really great warranty. And the car has to be reconditioned very thoroughly. It has to be as close to new as possible. But if you're thinking new, lease. Luxury cars are best leased, 100%. Matt, do you have a blue Sealy AMG with red interior or brown? So I have a blue one in stock with black interior and I believe yellow stitching. For whatever reason, Mercedes made the choice to not allow us to do red interior with either of the blue paints on the Sealy 53. Definitely not a choice that I agree with, but they have restricted that combination. So we would be able, we do have the Tonka brown interior now available for a Sealy, so we could do a blue on brown. I just don't have one in stock right now. So no, I've got Starling Blue Magno, which is the matte blue, and I've got the Dynamica black with red stitching on that car. So what kind of car do you drive? I drive an EQS 450 SUV. I've been driving the EQS SUV for quite a while now. So thoughts on the EQS? I'm a big fan, Lisa. I've been driving one for almost 3 years now. So I started driving one really just to get familiar with them, and I fell in love as a daily driver. They're awesome. And the Tesla fast charger rollout was slated to happen this month. There is a slight delay to that because the technology in the Mercedes is not yet accurately receiving technology from Tesla or the information from Tesla on available chargers. So they're working out that bug so that Mercedes drivers don't show up to a Tesla charger thinking that it'll be available only to find out that it's not. So yeah. So Alan, so the certified program, it goes on, it's a 5-year warranty from the original in-service date. So for example, if I had a 2024 certified car that was originally sold, let's call it in June of 2024, and then it becomes certified, it would have a 5-year warranty from June of 2024. So we call that the original in-service date. That is the date that it originally was sold and the date that the warranty originally began. So let's see, is AMG Jared a good salesperson? I mean, he hustles, he works hard, he, misses details sometimes because he gets very excited. But overall, I mean, he's a good salesperson, right? We all have things that we can improve on. And, I would much rather have a high energy individual that sometimes has to be corralled a little bit than somebody that isn't energetic and doesn't really go chase down deals. So, again, depends on how you define good, but I think that Jared does a great job. He does sell a lot of cars, and sometimes we just have to kind of make sure that he's following through on all the little details. And again, some salespeople are all about the details and don't sell a lot of cars, and so it's a little bit of a give and take. But I love his enthusiasm for sure. So Ted, I would loom at Mercedes-Benz by my dealers in area are terrible with service. Oh, you would look at Mercedes. I'm sorry to hear that, Ted. That's no fun. I don't know where you live exactly, but hopefully you have a dealer not too far away that would potentially pick up your car for, service. I know that we have a ton of people on the east side of Cleveland that service with us. They might live 45 to 60 minutes away, but we'll still go and pick up their car and bring it in for service. So Chevy, yes, I'm the general sales manager. So what's your best advice for someone who just started selling Mercedes? best advice I can give you, learn the product. You've got to know the product. It's a very complicated product. We have a lot of models. Make sure that you know the differences between one model and another, all the different packages and options and trims. This is a very educated buyer. You don't want to be, guessing or winging it or not knowing. That's not a good look. So learn the product first. And then the best thing that you can do after that is figure out who the most successful salesperson is in that dealership. And you just kind of watch them, study them, figure out what they do, eavesdrop on their conversations so that you can kind of learn their word tracks. Because if you observe high performers, it will help you to become a high performer. So Jeremy, how many MyBox do you have in stock at all times? We usually have anywhere from two to eight, right? Just depends on the time of the year. So Timur, what is an acceptable markup on a 25 G63 order? Again, because we don't participate in the markup on those, we've got a very specific G63 process. I really haven't studied it that much, but I do know that, the G63s, since they got redesigned in 2019, have been just absolutely bananas, off the charts. And now that they redid it and put the new tech in it for 2025, the problem's only been made worse again. So I wouldn't, markups of 30 to 50K over MSRP seem to be pretty normal still. And the market just continues to command that on these cars. That's just, unfortunately, there is a massive supply demand imbalance on them. And, it's nice to have a car that everybody wants, but it also creates a lot of problems that I really particularly don't like dealing with. So yes, Chevy, I drive an EQS 450, and Faith, I'm from Cleveland, Ohio. So I'm local here to Cleveland. Yes, Unique, we do sell them at MSRP, but we only sell them to current clients of ours that have bought a G-Wagon from us and are trading a G-Wagon back to us. So that is the priority that we go with. And then from there, we move to current clients. But we're such a large G-Wagon store, and we've sold so many of them historically that we really can never get past that first list, right? We want to kind of maintain a relationship with our G-Wagon clients and have a steady supply of them coming back pre-owned. So that's the path that we've chosen to take, as opposed to just letting them all come in and then selling them for market value. So, and Matt, yes, the green S63 is still available. So Jake, Doug, have you seen the 1980s Mercedes sales training video? I use it with my staff and it's still applicable today. I'm not sure if I have, Jake, but I'd be interested to see it. Maybe I have, but I'm not sure. But if you can point me to it, that'd be cool. I would definitely check it out. Ohio Palm Trees, is that Amelia Island Concours in the photo behind you? I'm not sure. It's a photo. I'm sorry for the glare on that picture, but it's a photo by Slim Aarons. And to the best of my knowledge, it's just a old rich couple in Beverly Hills in their backyard with their old Mercedes, SEL. But G-Class is on the lot right now. We have a couple of pre-owned ones still, but we're completely, actually, I'm sorry, we've got one G580 left. So we're down to one electric G. Otherwise, we're completely sold out. So in fact, I just posted a video talking about that. So please, everybody, make sure you're hitting that like button. Let's get some likes going on in here. Get some more people in here. Let's have some fun. Thank you, everyone, for your support on YouTube. It's the thumbs up button. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. If you're not following already, please, I would appreciate a follow, and I appreciate everybody's support. Love getting in here and chatting with all of you. Super Sean, love the videos. Thank you, Sean. I appreciate you. This is fun for me now I've really, in the last 30 days, I've started kind of getting familiar with YouTube, and I've had some recent feedback about longer content for YouTube, and I am working on that. Thank you, everybody, for your early support. I know that YouTube definitely likes a different video style, and I've just been kind of building up my YouTube page with a lot of the content that I've already had from my early social media days, going back the last 6 months. But I am working on some fun, longer content that I hope you all like. And of course, to my TikTok family, you're the ones that got me started. So thank you to everybody on TikTok. Without all of you, I wouldn't be here doing this. So Mayday, hello from Berea. Thank you for saying hi. Anything wrong with having a C-Class as your first Mercedes? Alaska, absolutely not. C-Class was my first Mercedes. I had several of them. I love the C-Class. I think it is the absolute best entry into the brand. Tremendous value. Robert, howdy. How are you? Good to see you. Arvan in Asia, they offer the E-Class and Geely in long wheelbases. Yes, they do. The Asian market likes the longer wheelbases. A lot of people get driven in Mercedes over there, so they do have longer wheelbase versions that we don't get here in the States. What did I miss about G-Wagons? We are completely sold out except for one electric G-Wagon that we have left. So it's been, we're a large G-Wagon dealer, so we had a lot of them. And with the new G550 for this year, they gave us a lot of extra allocation to kind of celebrate that new technology. And so we had kind of a steady supply of them in stock for a long time, but that finally ran out. And so it's just, interesting. Literally in the last couple of days alone, I keep having salespeople come into my office and saying, hey, I got somebody that wants a G-Wagon. We got to locate one. And it's like, we can't, right? Because not only are we out of them, most other dealers are out of them. And what few left are out there. A dealer just probably isn't going to give one up unless you have a G-Wagon to give them back. So does Florida have an inbound fee from Ohio? No, you pay fees. You pay registration fees relative to the state you're in. Oh, people will be, why don't you come over here, Jared? I've had about 10 people on TikTok ask me where you are. So
I don't know. Did you get my agent? Just trying to.
You don't have an agent, buddy.
I do have an agent.
So here's Jared for everybody that was curious where he was located.
Hello.
Did you ever do the G550 build by a follower? Yes. So that competition is still ongoing. In fact, thank you for the reminder. I do have another vehicle that I need to get posted here today for you all to vote on. What? No, it's Jared Escobar. Look at
I got new
who you are now.
New nickname now.
I'm hoping that we can will Chevy into creating an Escobar trim.
It's gonna be like the AMG. I'm gonna sign the engine cover.
The all-new Chevy Escobar, brought to you by
AMG
Jared, who doesn't know anything about competitive models.
No, that's not competitive.
Bring your son to work day. That's right, Buck.
Yep.
I don't know where he is. He's running around here somewhere, but.
Oh, got him.
All right, so what is this? We have a Land Rover to appraise, 2020.
Friend from TikTok. You might be in the stream, so be careful what you say.
Well,
I know you like to slander people.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, you got me. All right, so we're going to appraise a 2020 Range Rover V8, and it's got 49,900 miles on it.
David,
you actually have a photo?
I have photos.
That looks like 49,913, Jared.
I didn't look at that.
Trying to short me out of 13 miles.
What do you want? Do you want good photos?
I want accuracy. That's what I want. How many keys does he have? Why do you never fill that out?
Because I don't know. I'm not going to be held liable.
Do you know how much a Range Rover key is?
$500. I know a guy.
That's not how that works.
I know a guy.
No.
Yes, I do.
And it's conditionally perfect.
Well, this is kind of what I wanted to talk to you about. This is what he said. Jordan.
So, according to this, it has perfect tires, perfect brakes.
Well, so he says this for the tires and brakes.
Tires have 7,000 miles on them, brakes about the same. So he changed tires and brakes 7,000 miles ago.
Yeah. Yeah, see, I'm not seeing that. I mean, a year ago he did a fluid flush.
Where did he have the tires and brakes done? Because I see that.
I'm saying. Yeah. You see what I mean?
The Carfax says maintenance inspection completed, but most dealers will put brakes and tires on there when they change that. That looks like just basic service. So.
What type of Rover? It is a Land Rover.
The big thing here, I'm a little less worried about the tires than I am the brakes. If these brakes are original.
I'm worried about the brakes.
Yeah, if these brakes are original, that's going to be $2,000 brake job at least. And what about condition of it?
Where did you get the brakes done?
Any damage at all?
He says it was immaculate.
What about the windshield?
He described it as like new for the miles.
Like new for the, you see, but that's very subjective. I don't know what that means.
That means you do chips on the bumper, chips on the hood, and then chips on the rear bumper. It's going to take him like $500, but that's going to protect us.
So, especially with Range Rovers, right? They've got heated windshields. definitely got to know, are there any chips or cracks in the windshield? Because that's a very expensive windshield.
Any chips or cracks in the windshield? Question mark.
Chris, thank you. Chris enjoys the live streams. Appreciate that. Don, what's going on, brother?
A situation.
Okay. We're live, so just make sure you don't say anything crazy.
Not much. Of a
I know you
situation.
like to say crazy stuff.
That is appraisal is a 12.9, right? On a 16 Cadillac.
Can I borrow your glasses?
And I put 12 and 9 there.
Wow. That was 2016 with 105,000 miles.
Yeah.
12.9 sounds like a lot of money.
Yeah, it does. It's one of my.
That's one of the issues.
And worse than that, the Roadster sent 13.1 because I put 12.9 in there, and I didn't check it before I sent it. But I think he did it online, and it probably saved it in there. Could that have happened? Because his was a little bit higher when I first talked to him, and when I adjusted it.
Yeah. Yeah, you can. Was he in the online express store? Because you can get into our trade tool from there.
That's what he did,
Okay. So
And
just
that's
adjust
what
it down.
and that's what he came up
Yeah,
with.
just based. I mean, it's only a $200 difference.
Yeah.
And if you, after speaking with him, were able to make, again, it's not like we're nickel and diming him here, but if it's,
And I told him it was 12.9. So.
Yeah.
And I said, I'll just make that adjustment when I talked to him. He's supposed to calm me down.
yeah, my guess is that he went in there, put it in his perfect condition, and what was it? Just like some rock chips that you.
Yeah, because he didn't do that.
Mhm.
Tire and wheel. He put tires on 9 months ago.
Edward, yeah, we do cars and coffee events. Once summertime rolls around, we'll get those going again. Those are a lot of fun. Yeah, we've got our Porsche stores right next to us, and so we do cars and coffee with both of
We
the.
should advertise it with us.
I think that's a little bit presumptuous that anybody would care.
I know about 150,000 people who might care.
Well, are they in Cleveland, Ohio, though? That's the thing. Jared.
It's a good idea.
He just sent me the link.
You're just not. Your brain's not wired for the branding, Doug.
Morgan says the economy class king in the flesh. There you go.
Wow, these nicknames.
Well, you set yourself up for it.
I do,
Where's
I guess.
Jared's tie? That's a great question. Where is your tie,
You know,
Colin?
Doug, the sun is setting, and so is my tie. That's the rule. The sun sets, so does the tie. Just
Wow.
ask Don, who doesn't know what a tie is.
How dare you?
Well, Don has an ascot on, so he looks
He
fancy.
does not have an ascot on.
Well, it looks his scarf is very
My neck is
ascotish.
covered.
You're being an ascot.
You were a child.
Can you finish my appraisal? I'm not here for the good looks.
We have to know about the
That's
windshield.
for sure.
That's what he said.
All right. So the big question.
Don, get out.
Just say we're going to leave the brakes out, but if you can provide us some documentation verifying that they were
He
in
said,
fact
he
changed.
said that they were done in a Land Rover dealer.
They,
You know what we
according
should
to
try?
this,
Bumper.com. Wonder if we'll get different info.
That's actually a good question. We could check.
Oh, was that a compliment?
Hmm?
Yeah, see?
What's up?
Every time.
All right, let's pull the bumper report and see. Does Jared ever not chew gum?
No, it's a nervous tick. It's like cigarettes. I had to quit.
Let's see what the old bumper report pulls here. Compare it to the Carfax. You guys want to buy your AMG? Yeah.
Jared, shine off a China Blue Maybach. What? Jared, Ben! What's bumper report? I'm glad you asked. Bumper report is like Carfax, but much more attainable, I'd say.
Yeah,
Lower price
bumper is like an alternative to Carfax, but what's cool about it is that it doesn't have the big name that Carfax does. So I think that it's a lot more value, and it is they've got a lot of really cool stuff that comes in addition to the vehicle history report.
And
So,
the price point, right?
well, that's the big thing, right? Is that when you're not the big name, you don't charge the big name price. But
It's just because we're both wearing blue. That's the only reason. That's the only similarities.
what's cool is that it can pull like a build sheet.
Really?
Isn't that cool?
Wow, that's
Yeah.
cool. That's actually cool.
So you get a build sheet right in there, which is nice.
So damage history. Why is that locked?
Because there's no accidents reported.
So theft record.
No accidents
maintenance,
reported.
Maintenance, click maintenance. No, maintenance.
Maintenance, routine maintenance. So let's
Brake
see.
system.
So
Brakes.
these are actually recommended maintenances here.
Oh.
Sorry, what do I need to look at? The ownership history, I think. Sorry, I'm exploring this for the first time. And so, or not the first time, but I'm pretty new to it, but it's.
Never say that. Just we're pros and there's a lot to go through.
No, I only recently discovered it and I'm very into it. And so it's just kind of a cool alternative to the vehicle history reports that are commonly out there. A mild hybrid is not reliable. Hey, what makes you say that? Lauren, no, we are not related. We are not related. What do we want here? We want.
No, it's not it. What's Smart Insights?
That will kind of tell you what, some buyer tips for it, seller tips, owner tips.
Is there photos of it? How does it have photos of the car?
If it was recently listed, it could.
Yep, click that then. That's what I want to see.
Had one broke on day one, brand new. Well, okay. I mean, unfortunately, sometimes crazy things can happen with cars that aren't explainable. But Alan, what is the average savings off MSRP on a certified car SUV? That just all depends on the color, equipment condition, and miles of that car, how old it is. Hello from Buffalo, New York, Chip. Hello. Let's see detailed history here. So here's where it was listed for sale.
It still comes with the CPO warranty. I don't know if you care about that.
What does this one?
Mm-hmm.
Well, that's only going to be transferable in a private sale.
What up, Jar 3190? What do you think about Cupra? What?
Yeah, so there's no records on here that talk about the brakes either. So I guess we are just going to have to take his word for it for the time being anyway.
What's your honest opinion of purchasing a Tesla? What do you mean? My driveway is all Mercedes, nothing also except an F-350 Platinum. That is a Ford.
Yeah, it is.
See, I know my economy brands.
Laura has
Back
multiple Mercedes. Love it. What are your thoughts on buying out a lease? I would say that unless you have the very rare exception of a car that is worth much more than your buyout, you should generally never do it. Unless you leased a Toyota, then you can probably do it.
Or a G-Wagon.
Or a G-Wagon, right. But most luxury cars, it is not a good idea. Leases are really not designed to be bought out. Make sure everyone, thank you for everyone hanging out. Keep hitting that like button. Let's get some more people in here if we can, have a little more fun. If you're not following already, please hit the follow button. I appreciate the support. And thank you to everyone hanging out from YouTube.
What do you think he's going to say?
Don't know.
I think it's pretty good. I mean, look at Manheim.
Yeah.
I think he's just going to say, I've got a lot of negative equity.
Maybe. We'll have to find out. Did you talk to him about that?
Mm-hmm.
Where's the tie? Tyler, that's a great question. Jared, because we are like 15 minutes away from, closing for the day, I guess he decided that tie was optional. Should Mercedes split the G-Class into distinct sub-brand like Land Rover? They kind of have. I don't know that it needs to be its further sub-branded than it already is, but they do consider it to be kind of a sub-brand in a lot of ways.
Someone was asking where my social media was. Hold on.
Still there. He renamed himself on social media, probably because he was being dramatic. Not sure why. But
what's life without a little flair?
Yeah, he's not AMG Jared on Instagram anymore. Now he's just Jared Turner.
There we are. Screenshot it, flip the camera. That's how it works.
Oh, M is here. M, the rock star salesperson from Cali.
They're asking if you're 4 foot tall. I thought you were 6.
Huh?
All right, we're gonna get an answer here. Ready?
Thoughts on the Toyota? I'm not too familiar with the Toyota brand. Any G5? No, Jamar, we are fresh out of G550s. We're down to one G580 left in stock.
But it is a demo, and it's a good deal.
Yep, it is. And Rudy, there will be an update for the Tesla Supercharger network. Mercedes has put a slight pause on that rollout because the car's nav is not communicating properly with the Tesla network to figure out whether or not a charging station is open. So Mercedes doesn't want people showing up to charging stations thinking that they'll be able to charge only to find out that they're not able to. So
What happened with the
how do you stay competitive with shipping costs versus dealerships local to customers? That is an awesome question, actually. And the reality of it is that if you are just a price buyer, if your primary focus is the price, then it very well might be more expensive to do business with us. But there's more to buying a car than just the price. Now, that's not to say that we are a very aggressive dealership. We're a volume store, so we give great pricing. We give it right up front. We don't make you work for it. So generally, people are going to pay less than they would if they went through a traditional negotiation process. But shipping is a part of the process that you'll have to factor in. And the reason that you buy a car out of state is a number of reasons. If the process is easy, if you get more access to inventory, we are a big dealer, so we've got a lot of access to inventory. And ideally, we make the process fun for you. And if you can trust us, right? So for us, we're all about making buying a car quick, simple, easy, right? There's no friction. We're not going to be combative with you. We're not going to tell you that you have to come here to get a price or to get a trade number. And so it just all depends on what's most important to you. But if you're the type of person, and by the way, there's nothing wrong with this, if it's dollars and cents are just the absolute number one thing to you, then you could probably find a dealer that would do it for less in your unless you have local dealers that aren't any good. So it's a complicated question, but what is the 911 of Mercedes? Well, you can answer that in a couple of different ways. The direct competitor is the GT, the AMG GT. Or if you mean that more like what's the face of the brand, I would say kind of the G is probably our most iconic car, like the 911 is to Porsche.
And they'd like to say it was the S-Class.
The S-Class is definitely the
favorite
pinnacle of luxury sedans for sure. But when I think of a 911, I think that's like just iconic. Like it's been kind of like the same car forever and ever. And when people think of Porsche, they think of the 911. So
I'll be right back again.
see, buddy. What do dealerships do with leftover 24s that don't get bought or leased? Then they become used cars at that point. Oh, EV Auto Alex is in the chat. What's up, brother? How are you? Good to see you. I'm live on YouTube for only the second time. Thank you for everyone who's hitting the like button and hitting the thumbs up button. Thank you for all the new followers. Please shoot me a follow or a subscription if you're not following already. Thank you for all of the support. How is the potential tariff going to affect Mercedes? So, we're really hoping that all turns out to be a whole big nothing burger. We will find out, but we're hoping that it will be a minimal impact, if any, and then it'll all get resolved. But we really don't. The only cars that are made in Mexico for us are the GLB. So
what happened to the GLA?
What
about the GLA?
GLA is not made in Mexico. Do you have any Maybach GLS 600s?
Yes.
We do have one left.
It's a really good build. It's actually a really good build.
It's the one I just did a video on. It's our Obsidian Black with the Carmine red interior. Do people ever lease two in their name with you guys? Yeah, absolutely. If your credit supports it, we have people that get two cars. It's not super uncommon.
EV Auto, I did sell the electric G-Wagon. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, we did. We sold the white one, matte white one. So now we have a Arabian gray that our VP is driving. So there was a little bit of a demo deal on that G, which is
Chevy Escobar.
Better than a poke in the eye. Yes, we do. We got one left. We'll ship it out to Utah, of course, or down here. Yeah, Utah's not down for you, is it? Well, I guess technically it could be a little bit.
What are you talking about?
EV Auto Alex is in Utah.
What about them?
So we don't do the PPF ourselves, but we have a relationship with a local shop that comes to the dealership, does it here in the showroom. Esoteric is their name. They do a great job.
Don, what are you doing? What is this?
What I've got going on here.
Don sold a car. What'd you sell, Donnie?
CLE 53.
Which one?
The Black Power Red.
Nice. Donald sold a CLE 53.
This is actually his first sale. In 2
Boom.
months.
Keep them coming. Love it. CLE 53, my favorite model.
Utah is over.
That's the one.
Utah is over. Yeah. Oh, yes. I would say
No,
Utah is over. Right.
Utah.
He's like, hey man, Utah is over, dude.
We're down to 49 states now. We lost Utah.
Which line of SUVs would you consider the successor to the M-Class? It is the GLE. The M-Class became the GLE in 2016. This is Mr. Escobar. Yes. If you want to go for a rebrand, you don't have to be AMG Jared anymore.
Yeah,
you could be Mr. Escobar.
That sounds really shady. They call me Escobar.
What is the pay plan if you don't pay on gross? It's a volume-based pay plan. So it's a per car amount that escalates as your volume increases. What's up, Alex?
When are you going to post the Thunderbird?
Monday.
Why so long?
That's the day it's going to get posted.
Guys, I feel like we're missing EV Auto. EV Auto, what are you saying? I'm paying attention. He's not. I will. Go.
How's pricing looking on the EQS SUV? It's always good.
I sold 2 back-to-back. They were so good.
Does Mercedes have electric? Yes.
I work for Mercedes in the UK. Let's go.
So we have several EQ models are our electric cars. Does Jaguar still make cars? They're not right now. They're apparently going to be again in the near future. We will see.
I'm a business manager in the UK. You have a really good British accent. Would you like to show that off?
I don't know what you're talking about. I can do Australian.
No, you can't.
A little bit. Hello there, mate. Put another shrimp on the barbie.
Yeah, here it is.
I really can't do British.
I hope there's no Australian people watching.
Every time I attempt to do a British accent, it turns into an Australian accent. Does Florida have incoming fee for cars from Ohio?
So many comments.
No. Again, you pay fees. You pay Ohio fees, so our dock fee is much lower than the dock fees in Florida, for example.
Christy,
And-
what do you need now? You just got a car. You just got the GLE.
Yeah, we're both originally Clevelanders. Tell Jared to take his shirt off and lecture him on the importance of cold plunges. I'm not going to do that, but I'm not sure what the importance of a cold plunge would be.
That was oddly specific.
Scotty is looking for a Velar. We take those in on trade. Actually, I think we just took one on trade. We just took a nice one on trade.
We call them prawns, not shrimp. See, I was afraid someone from Australia was watching.
Put another prawn on the barbie.
Jared, Aiden.
Ari, Jared decided that because work is almost over, that ties were optional. But I appreciate all of you for putting him on blast.
See?
It was an Andy Elliott reference. Oh, got it.
See what I say?
Yep.
Yep.
All good.
See? Told you. I told you.
You think a GLE 63S is better than an X5M competition?
Yes.
Well, it all comes down to personal preference. I mean, I'm a fan, but it doesn't matter what makes sense to me. It's got to make sense to you.
We're all out of Escobars. We sold our last one. A guy named Pablo took it.
Yeah, we did sell our last Escobar.
The Yukon died right after I bought the GLE, and my husband needed something. Okay, what does he want? Love my
Tesla
G-Wagon.
Model Y would probably be an EQE, would be the equivalent to the Model Y. Dream and Rides MMR on a 2014. I wouldn't really worry too much about MMR. It's a worthless.
Ever had a
data
sale
point.
you regretted? Oh, how much time do you have?
Yeah, plenty.
Do you push many wagons? Were we the 19th largest G-Wagon dealer in the country, or is it 7th?
For what?
They asked how many G-Wagons we sell. How many do we?
Oh, we're top 20 in the country. That's all I remember. The last time I looked at the list, it's between. I mean, total G-Wagons a year are probably. Boy, that's tough to say.
Probably 3.
If you can get a GLE GLS quicker, do you get GLE? Yeah, we do get them very quick because we get our Alabama cars via truck. So about 3-4 days after production, generally it will be here.
E-Wagons, not G-Wagons, the true elite. We have some E-Wagons.
So we currently have, let's see, and we're a little bit low right now. We've got 21 G63s in the pipeline currently, 5 G550s. So G550 production is kind of in a weird lull, and 11 G580s.
You guys
So-
overdressed for the interview, but I like your style.
He drives a AMG EQE
Sedan.
SUV, and I drive an EQS 450.
Sedan. I drive the sedan.
Mhm.
You said SUV.
Oh,
Max-
sorry, sedan.
Max miles you can lease for an E-Class. Well, technically,
There really is no maximum.
no max.
So you could do up to, I mean, the maximum would be when the residual gets like close to zero, but you could probably do a 50,000 mile per year lease if you really wanted to. Sealy 53, E53, or GT53 debate I'm struggling with right now. Those are three great choices. It just is going to depend on how much utility do you want out of the car. If you need some utility, then the E53 or the GT would be the better choice. And if you just want something fun and you don't need the space, then you could go with a GT53. I'm sorry, a Sealy 53.
Would love to do a collab with you guys. Well, just direct message. See what we can come up with.
GMAC, we do a lot of Florida business. So again, it just depends on what's important to you, right? If you want a really great experience, you want a great deal, and you want great access to inventory, we'll make it really easy for you. Okay. If you want to be able to drive to the dealership you're doing business with, then probably won't be able to help you, but we do a ton of Florida deals.
What's the most expensive Mercedes that we
Right
sell?
now?
Probably a 4x4.
Yeah. 4x4s, the hot Vatour, Maybach would be up there.
Hot Vatour.
Hot Vatour.
Hakator.
Yeah.
Hakator.
It's not actually Couture. Everyone started calling it that, but that's not actually what it's called.
Hakator.
How are the deals? What are the deals on
Hot
EQS going on? Great. Yeah. EQS deals are still very good. So EQS deals are still very good on remaining 2024s. Get them while you can. The 25s are just starting to release now. Does the G-Wagon come in the Sunbeam Orange Designo color anymore? No, it doesn't. That was a crazy color edition that they did back in 2018. So that was a pretty cool thing.
Who's this guy, Doug? Do you want to explain who I am?
This is Jared. This is AMG Jared, the salesperson that gives me endless amazing content because he comes into my office and says silly things.
There it is. All right. Well, time to go. So cheers, mate.
All right, Jared.
Peace out.
Adios. All right. So Brian, I mean, they're selling decently well because they're extremely incentivized, right? So EQ models are selling very well relative to the programs they have, but obviously Americans are still pretty skeptical about EVs. So overall, I wouldn't say the sales volumes are huge by any means, but I'm going to wrap up my day here so I can get home and be with my family. But I appreciate everyone hanging out. Again, thank you for the likes and the follows. If you're not following already, please make sure that you do. Please make sure you follow. Please make sure you subscribe. And we will continue to do these lives. We'll shoot for at least one every day. And thank you, everyone, for coming out and hanging out. And thank you, everybody, for the support. I hope that at least some value was had or at least some entertainment. But again, thank you and talk to you all real soon.